Hey everybody, Jeremy here. Welcome to Action Figure Window Shopping, episode 46, the weekly show where I take a look at some cool toys and collectibles that caught my eye over the past week and I share them with you. And I'm doing this on Sunday morning, the same day that you're going to be seeing this. So this is a rare occurrence for me, but it's okay. We're going to get things started out with McFarlane Toys as usual. Not a lot of announcements this week, but we got a few. So we're going to start off with this Joker from Batman Arkham City. That's available to pre-order wherever you get McFarlane Toys figures. And this is the second version of this particular Joker that we've gotten in the past, except this one is a bloodied variant, and I actually really do like the way that they did the blood on this guy because it looks more tailored and splattered as opposed to just being red paint that looks like someone just smeared across his face. So, usually with some bloody variants, it can be hit or miss, but I do think that they did a good job with this look right here. I think he looks great. Next up is the Red Hood. Now, there's been a few different Red Hoods that have come out in recent memory, but I think this particular look for the Red Hood is one that people are really wanting to get their hands on right here. So this one, just like Joker, it's not exclusive to anything. You can pre-order it if you want, wherever you want. And this is definitely a Red Hood that you can get without feeling like you have too many of them. So this is a very cool look for him. One that, like I said, I think many people want it. Just like the Broken Bat says, now this is what I've been waiting for. And just like Uncarded Review says, this is the version we've been waiting for. So big ups to McFarlane for putting one out like this that people wanted to see. And then we've got Scarecrow, the Nightmare Fuel Scarecrow from Batman Arkham Knight, which if I had to pick a Scarecrow figure to have, it would definitely be this one. I wasn't a fan of the last one that they put out that had that weird color scheme. It was like red and green and it wasn't painted all that well. He had this really big hat. I thought that the look was pretty unique, but the execution on the figure, I didn't like the way it looked. But this guy looks really good. And it's one of those less is more kind of things, mostly black. You got a little bit of orange there and, that gas mask, but it works. It works. Not a lot of paint variation, but you don't need it with a guy like this. You see Batman in the background kind of chained up right there. So again, not an exclusive to anything, but this Scarecrow looks awesome. I like it. And there's a few other things that I'm not really interested in from McFarlane this week. They have some My Hero Academia figures here that are also available to pre-order. I don't know anything about this show, but if you know these characters, just know that you can get them very soon. And then last but not least, for those who like the prop collectibles here, this is an incredible 1-2 scale Harley Quinn baseball bat that you can pre-order from GameStop for McFarlane Day. Seems like there's a lot of McFarlane Days at GameStop. So this is a look at the bat here, and then when you go to GameStop's website, you'll see that it is $49.99. And here's some more pictures for the bat. Let's see if we can get a little bit bigger. So, it's very simple. So if you like this kind of thing, it's not too expensive. Comes in this 30th anniversary box. There's a really nice look at it right there. So, if you like these kind of collectibles, you can definitely pick up Harley Quinn's bat at GameStop. Okay, so let's move over to Target. We are on the third week of their fall Geek Out Collector Spot event, and this week focused on Mattel and namely WWE Elite action figures. So if you're not a fan of professional wrestling, if you're not a fan of WWE Elites, then you're not going to care anything about this. But this is the highlight for the week. So we have 4 different figures here. We'll go over them really quickly. The first one being this WWE Legends Elite Shawn Michaels, Target exclusive. All right, so $22.99. This is old school Shawn Michaels, as you can probably tell by the hair, the way that the hair was fluffier, I guess you could say, back in the day. And as time went on, just got longer, not longer, but, stringier. So that's Shawn Michaels. We also have here the Ultimate Warrior. So if you want to get this Ultimate Warrior figure, what's kind of cool about this is you get these two unique head sculpts here for the Ultimate Warrior, and then you have this head sculpt here for the Dingo Warrior, like the prerequisite of the Ultimate Warrior. So you're kind of getting a 2-in-1 kind of a thing here. Next up is this Elite Ken Shamrock figure, and these are all Target exclusives, by the way. The world's most dangerous man, Ken Shamrock, with the face sculpt of when he snaps, you know, like, oh my God, he snapped, and he would try to break people's ankles. So this is a callback to those days. And then you also get this championship title, this belt here. I can say belt now because Vince is gone. Old school Intercontinental Championship belt with the scratch logo for WWE. And then last but not least, AJ Styles, WCW AJ Styles. I didn't even know he was in WCW at one point, but apparently he was. And he comes with this Nitro, Monday Night Nitro t-shirt. I always looked at WWE stuff because, you know, you had to choose back then. What side are you on? So I was team WWE, WWF. So yeah, I did not know AJ Styles was there, but he looks so much different back then. It's probably the hair than he does now. So yeah, all of these $22.99, they are Target exclusives. The only place that you're going to be able to get them. And then coming up next week, well, I guess technically this week, at the end of the week, we're going to be getting Funko stuff on Hasbro stuff, on September 23rd. And then we're going to get Funko stuff the week after on September 30th, followed up by something special on October the 2nd. So we'll see what those are all about. Now, since we do have Hasbro coming up this week, I want to show something and spend a little bit of time on it that's kind of kicking up a little bit of controversy. So here we go. This is the Marvel Legends HasLab Engine of Vengeance. So this is one of their crowdfunding campaigns, another one of their crowdfunding campaigns in which they need 9,000 people to back this set at $349.99. We're just going to call it $350 in order for them to actually ship those out to the people who back it. So 559 backers. I think that was as of last night. So let me refresh this, see where we're at now. 3,619 backers now. So we got a few more. I want to talk about this for a little bit, especially this price. But before I get to that, let's kind of go over what you're getting. What are you going to be getting here? All right. So this is the car is going to be the Engine of Vengeance vehicle inspired by the supernatural muscle car in Marvel Comics' all-new Ghost Rider from 2014. You get a premium 1/12 scale car design measuring approximately 18.5 inches long by 7.5 inches wide by 5.5 inches tall. So it's a pretty decent sized vehicle. It has 20 LEDs for scorching hellfire light up effects in the tires, the engine, the grille, and the tailpipes, and the driver's seat headrests. That requires 3 AA batteries that are not included. So the LED in the headrest is for when you sit the figure down in there, the Ghost Rider figure, and then it can look like his head is, you know, flaming because that light's going to be shining through it. So that's pretty neat. Get 6 flame trail effect pieces for the tires and tailpipes, 2 brimstone risers for dynamic car display, 4 interchangeable tires, and 1 additional engine to convert the Engine of Vengeance from Hellfire mode to Street mode. And then an exclusive Robbie Reyes, or is it Reyes, I'm not sure, Ghost Rider 6-inch figure with the comic-inspired accessories, including a real metal chain. So that's what you get. They need 9,000 people to back this by October 31st, 2022. And if it's successful, it'll begin shipping next year, basically a year from now in the fall of 2023. All right. So here's some pictures from it. And I do have to say, this car looks pretty darn cool. I prefer it in Hellfire mode as opposed to Street mode because that's when you get to use all of these cool effects. I mean, just look at those tires right there. Look at the smoke. This is everything that you're going to get, like right here as I'm circling the mouse. Regular street mode, okay, cool, Fast and the Furious, but then Hellfire mode, that's where it's at. You got all these LEDs. Just look at that side profile. This looks really, really awesome. And then taking a look at the figure inside of the car, you got the LED in the headrest. So, you got that figure with the head that looks like it's lit up, flames ablazing, awesome. Now, a little bit more about this vehicle is being described as Marvel Legends' most premium vehicle yet. Well, what does that mean? So we've already gone over the scale of this figure. It's big enough to fit a 6-inch figure in each seat. Like we said, the passenger seat can be taken out and you can put another 6-inch figure in the back seat. So it can fit 3 figures in there. And it says that we meticulously added as many design details as possible, including a trunk door that opens to hold Ghost Rider's accessories inside. I do love it when you can actually store accessories in a figure. Wheels that roll. I kind of figured it would. And front wheels that can be manually turned to position the car in different ways, and an articulated gear shifter. Pretty nice, pretty nice. Engine of Vengeance also has molded details on the bottom of the car and a high gloss shine finish. So that's the selling point there. Now let's get to the big controversy. It's right here. $350, $349.99. Now I know there's some people that's saying like, hey, if you don't want to pay this price, then just don't pay it. You buy what you want. And that's very true. It's also very obvious, of course, that's what we do every single day. If we don't want to buy something, then we don't buy it. But I also think that is really important, especially for collectors, that we make sure that we let these companies know where a line is and to tell them when they've crossed that line or when they're getting close to crossing that line. I think that's especially true for a company like Hasbro, which has been raising the prices on Marvel Legends figures while giving less in return. We've seen that with the increase to $25, fewer accessories, and then there's weird pricing as well for some figures that can be $25 while some are $28. While some might be 31, there's really no rhyme or reason as to why are you even doing this, but they're doing it. So I think that you have to be kind of vocal about this. And I'm also looking at this from the perspective of, okay, I know that it's exclusive. I know that you can only get this through this crowdfunding campaign, but that doesn't, to me, excuse the fact that you can, charge this much money for what you're seeing right here on the screen. So let's take a look at this Ghost Rider figure here. All right. So yeah, this is exclusive. This is the only place that you're going to get them. So if I can play devil's advocate, I would say, okay, so let's say that if they were to ever sell this by itself, exclusively on their store, and they demanded a premium price for this standard 6-inch Marvel Legends figure, let's say they wanted to charge $40 for this. Okay, just with this, what you see here, just with these tools, the flaming head, it's $40. All right, fine. But then you have this car here. That would mean that the car has to produce a value of around $310 for this car. And so now I ask you, where does that $310 worth of value go, assuming the figure by itself is $40? Which is already a very expensive price for a 6-inch Marvel Legends figure. And honestly, I don't see it. It's not there. It's not there at all. Now, it's a big car. You can fit 3 figures in it, but it has to be more than that. It has to be more than just a big car, okay? The McFarlane Batmobile was also a big car that can fit 7-inch figures, and that one was like $80. So what exactly makes this worth at least $300? You get lights. That's fine. These molded accessory pieces, they look cool, but seriously, how much could these possibly cost to produce these, And I was hoping that they would say that the car is die cast, like everything's metal, man. We've gone all out, real rubber tires, it's a premium, awesome car, but it doesn't sound like it is. It just sounds like it's just a shiny, big plastic car with some lights and some sounds, and they've charged $350 for the set. No, no, it's not worth it. It's totally not worth it. And if you are part of the people who back this, which is totally fine. I don't care what you do with your money. But if they meet a certain goal here, 9,000 backers before midnight on September 23rd, then everybody is going to get this human Robbie Reyes figure. So, it'll be two figures instead of one. And then they also have potential additional unlocks that you can get if additional stretch goals are met for this. So when you look at it that way, well, then maybe the value becomes a little bit better because you're getting two figures, exclusive figures instead of one, and then some additional things down the line. But I don't think you should look at it that way. You should look at it as what you're getting at the present, what you're actually getting right now, assuming that those different things don't happen. They will only give you the figure and the car. As cool as it is, I do not think it's worth $350. I think that Hasbro has really pushed it when it comes to this price. And yeah, I don't agree with it. I don't agree with it at all. But I'm really curious to know what you guys think about this and what you think about this whole, crowdfunding thing that Hasbro does in the first place, because they do it and most things have been funded. There's been a few that hasn't been funded, and that's why they keep doing it, because they see that there is a demand for these, frankly, overpriced figures that they can put out, and people are going to buy them. And to me, it's a bit of a problem. But yeah, there you go. That's the controversy for the week. Let's move on. Diamond Select Toys has got this Moon Knight Gallery diorama figure coming out next year in April 2023 for $60. And I often say that Diamond Select Toys does a really nice job when it comes to statues, in particular the ones that don't have to necessarily replicate complex human features, human faces and wrinkles and shadowing and all that stuff. But when you got masked figures like this, they tend to do a much better job. And this is made of PVC. It's not small. It's 10 inches. It's from the Disney Plus Moon Knight TV show. So, hopefully we can still have that that excitement, I guess, if you will, almost a year from now in order to, pick this guy up. But it's $60. I think he looks awesome. And another thing that looks really awesome, even though it's another Batman, yes, but this Hot Toys Zack Snyder's Justice League tactical suit Batman. Oh my goodness. Such a great looking figure. It's Batfleck all around. It's got the Batfleck jaws and face and teeth and, pouty mouth kind of thing going on. I mean, look at that. That awesome gun. That's a really nice look at it too. Man, these Hot Toys just constantly knocking it out of the park. And this is a pretty big figure. I think he's around like 13 inches. Yep, about 13 inches. You get the real fabric undersuit and the cape. Comes with 3 face pieces, 3 pairs of hands, an alternate right hand, interchangeable eyes, goggles, grapple guns, grappling lines, grappling hooks, batarangs, bat grenades, parademon rifle, and a stand. Whew. Yeah, they really do give you a lot for your money, $314, but it's coming out in March 2024. That is quite a long time from now, but as usual, the look is there. Look at these different expressions that you get here. This looks amazing. Yeah, so, even though I'm not really huge on the whole DC Comics movies, and I don't think they're really into it either. This still looks really, really good. I mean, look, it even got like that little mole right there, right on the cheek. It's the little things. It's the little things. So that looks great. Another thing that, kind of takes me back to the nostalgia times here. This is from Square Enix, Final Fantasy VII, Bring Arts Tifa. So this is not the Tifa based on the remake. This is one from the original game. One of the most iconic RPGs of my generation, Final Fantasy VII. So it's the original design from the beloved classic. So she has more of a cartoonish kind of a look to her. Kind of got the oversized feet, hopefully. That helps with stability right there. It's a pretty small figure too. It's about 5.3 inches, but you do have two face plates, a couple of pairs of hands, an alternate left hand, and a stand for 130 bucks. So, it's up there in price. It definitely is. But, if you wanted to recreate that old school Final Fantasy VII look without the blockiness and pixelation, but you still wanted that aesthetic like this pose here. This is definitely one to get. And then there's also an Aerith figure to go along with this. But yeah, there's our Tifa there. And then if you also want something from Final Fantasy VII that was more, I guess, practical, something that you can use, check out these rulers. So these are two metal rulers based on Cloud's Buster Sword from the Final Fantasy VII Remake. So you can get a 10 centimeter ruler and a 15 centimeter ruler, and they're all shaped like a Buster Sword. I think that this is a really nice potential gift for someone who is into Final Fantasy VII, but also has a use for rulers, at any time. Me personally, I don't have a use for rulers, and I couldn't draw a straight line even with the ruler. But yeah, these are kind of cool, and they're made of metal, so hopefully they'll last. Anyway, I just thought these were neat. I also thought that this latest pop-up parade statue from the Good Smile Company is also really nice. So for the pop-up parade stuff, I did one video that had the Chun-Li figure. Then coming after that was the Cammy figure from Street Fighter. And I really like the fact that these look like really nice, detailed statues that are not little. This particular bubblehead nurse, which we've seen a lot in figure form, is 6.63 inches. So it's not small at all. And it's just some really nice detail. I mean, look at the weathering right there on the gown. And just kind of like the look has just always been super creepy. I mean, this is Silent Hill 2. So this has been around for a while. And the fact that this particular character just continues to pop up even in 2022 says a lot. People like this. They do. And I like this. The price, $34.99. It's a really good price. So for this, the Street Fighter line, the Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney line, it's good stuff, man. And this is coming out next year in August of 2023. So every time that they come out with another one of these pop-up parade figures from a franchise or a brand that I know about, I'm going to try to feature it here because this looks like really good stuff. So let's move away from the mature stuff and let's go back to my childhood with Rugrats. So Super 7's got this super size Reptar vinyl figure for darn near $300 to come out later this year, fourth quarter of 2022. And because I looked at this show so much when I was a kid, when I saw it, I was like, yeah, I got to show this thing. I mean, look at that. It's freaking Reptar. And he looks pretty darn big. He's 16 inches, and they also have this picture right here of this guy holding it. Look at that. He's big and he's chunky. It's 5 points of articulation. My guess is going to be arm, head, and tail. I think that's where the articulation is going to be from. And, one thing that I wish that they would bring back are those Reptar bars. And I think they did at one point. They were limited. I never got a chance to taste it, but that's one thing I really want to do before the world blows up is I want to taste a Reptar bar and then also bring out that Reptar cereal that can turn your tongue green. Just do those two things, for me. I will pay for them. Good money. And yeah, our good pal Reptar. Good stuff. All right. So on the Dragon Ball front in New York Comic Con, there's an exclusive figure for the SH Figuarts Broly. But the thing about this is you actually have to be there in order to pick him up. So you can't place a pre-order and have it shipped to you. You got to be there at the show. And they make that really clear right here. They actually have 4 different days that you can pick this up. So day 1, day 2, day 3, and day 4. And as it shows right here, it says that pickup will not be permitted on any other date outside of your designated reservation date. So you're going to need a valid New York Comic Con 2022 badge that lets you into the convention entrance. You need to have that beforehand because it is required to pick up this exclusive product. And if you can't be there to pick it up when you say you're going to be there to pick it up, then they'll just cancel your order. So this is like really strict and is really exclusive. But he looks great, you know, because look at that shiny paint that he has on him. You can really kind of tell right here. It's like a nice shiny metallic gloss, like all around him, even on this little cloth type piece here around Broly. It's a really good looking figure, and he has this effect stand that you can put behind him. $90. It's good. I like it. I like it. And here's an even closer picture of him from Dragon Ball Z Super Broly, the movie. It's got the whited out eyes, green pearlescent color. Yeah, that's the word I was looking for. I think I was saying like metallic, but it's pearlescent. Got that aura effect there. Yep, it's a great figure. So hopefully, you know, if you're going to be around New York Comic Con, this is your chance to get this guy. I mean, it doesn't get any more exclusive than this. But if you aren't going to be there and maybe you just have a lot more money to spend, maybe you will consider this Dragon Ball Z HQS plus Frieza 4th form 1/4 scale limited edition statue for $1,500 to come out in October of next year. And I'm always a big fan of these diorama statues that just depict a scene with motion and action. And this is just another one of these. You know, Frieza with his big death ball on planet Namek. We got that green water flowing. We got the Namekian rocks crushing in the background. And this actually has lights as well to really help bring all that nice dynamic scenery out. So it's made of poly resin and other materials, and it has 3 LED light sequences for a fixed light, 2-second loops, and a 20-second sequence. Features translucent materials for energy blast, and the water limited to 4,000 pieces. It also comes with a number plate and a certificate of authenticity. This is a really nice looking statue, and of course it's going to be big, 18.5 wide, 20.5 deep, 30 inches high, more than 2 feet high. Love to put this as a centerpiece on the table. It would just be awesome. All right, so the last thing for this episode is going to be about, well, not Rocky, but Sylvester Stallone in one of his mini roles. So this is from SlyStalloneShop.com, where they sell props and figures and things based on some of Sylvester Stallone's movies. So this is John Rambo, a 6-scale figure that you can pre-order for $260, which I think is a pretty good deal because look at this guy. This is a really great likeness of Rambo. You get all these cloth goods here and a decent amount of accessories as well. He's 12 inches tall, so it's a pretty big figure. And he has 28 points of articulation, comes with 8 posable hands, an M65 Vietnam era field jacket, a red shirt, jeans, boots, survival knife, all weathered, knife holster, military sleeping bag, dog tag, and a luxury display stand. So this is really nice. For $260. For something like this, I figured it would start at least at around $300, but no, that's not the case. So I'm not sure when this particular figure was revealed, but it definitely caught my eye. But this one right here was one that was recently revealed, I believe. Marion Cobretti from Cobra, Crime is a Disease, Meet the Cure. Yeah, I love those taglines. From the Stallone Legacy Collection. So this one's a little bit more expensive at $290. But we got the strong arm of the law here, who's just loaded to the nines with all kinds of weapons, including a grenade attached to his belt because that's safe. So yeah, look at this. So we get the 3D head sculpt produced by, let's see, Inigo Gil. 3D accessories design Sean Dabbs. Master paint done by Dario Barbara Box and artwork by John Rivoli. coming out in summer of 2023. He's around the same size, you know, and he has even more accessories. I mean, look at that. Doesn't that just look good? 6 posable gloved hands, 28 points of articulation, shirt, jeans, boots, weapon holder, Colt gold cup, a machine gun, 2 hand grenades, a badge, wristwatch, sunglasses, metal necklace, matchsticks, and a stand. I mean, look at that. It's got that Stallone jaw right there. Look at that Stallone jaw with the matchstick in it. Nice looking badge there. Everything is nicely weathered. This is a really good figure. Look at that. So I'm going to need to keep my eye on what's going on at the Sly Stallone shop. A little hidden gem here, I think. And they also got some other stuff here from his movies. You can get a Rocky fedora for $150, a Last Blood Heartstopper knife for $195. So this is good stuff. I like it. So just coming off that other Rocky 2 figure that I showed maybe a couple weeks back, I think these are kind of like in the same league as that Rocky figure. And I think these are a little bit cheaper as well. So that's awesome. But anyway, you guys, that is going to do it for Action Figure Window Shopping episode 46. Let me know down in the comments what you think about some of these figures that I showed. In particular, what do you think about that HasLab Ghost Rider set? Do you think that that is worth the price? Do you think that it is overpriced? What do you think about the whole crowdfunding thing that Hasbro does with some of these figures? Really curious to know what you think about that. And if you want to see any other of these videos that I do, look over there. Look right over there. Gotta get my finger in the right angle. That's when I'm going to be putting up some other videos that you can check out. And I will be back next week with another episode of Action Figure Window Shopping. So until then, be sure to take care of yourself, and I'll talk to you later.